Hi guys, welcome back to Matt's Plants. So this is the first time we've looked in the Highland grow space in a little while. The last video here was a little bit negative. I'd had quite a cold winter. I'd struggled to do heating and effectively because I'd moved house and the grow space was different. But as we come into spring and summer, even though it's a particularly sort of rainy, cold May, yeah, we're seeing some signs of growth. So this is my Masdevallia bicolor. Which to be fair is a very reliable bloomer. I mean, some of these are double blooms. I mean, the richness of colour maybe not coming through on this phone camera because it won't really focus. But the richness of the colour is extraordinary on these. These are just amazing. And I think although it's quite a reliable bloomer, this is one of the best bloomings I've had. So it's quite encouraging to prove I'm doing something right with it. It's the slightly cooler side of the growth space. So I was probably suffering a little bit due to cold. I fertilise very, very rarely these plants. But yeah, so the cold nights, particularly at the moment, and then warmer days. I mean, we're up to sort of 17 degrees at the moment, which is nice. Now the bigger issue from sort of the next few months comes down to cooling at night. But yeah, one of my favourites. Oh, they're all my favourites, you know that. But the richness of that colour is just extraordinary. And so we've had a lot of spikes, double spikes as well, a lot of them, which is really really encouraging. So nice, look at that. Just maybe that spike's going over ever so slightly, but yeah, so temperatures ideally I think about probably 15 during the day, just below 10 at night, and we haven't been far off that the last few weeks as the days have slightly got a bit warmer, but the nights have remained, you know, a little bit cold. Another very reliable bloomer doing really well for me is the hybrid. I mean, quite frankly, although I prefer my species, this is just staggering. I mean, look at the colours on that. I think I took it to an Orchid Society meeting, and one of the guys there, you know, in between patronising me, 40-year-old, you know, good job, patronised by 80-year-olds. Yeah, I said it was a common Dutch hybrid, which wouldn't surprise me. And the Dutch grow it like a houseplant. Some houseplant. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And still more to come on that. And of course, I think you saw this in one of my early videos when I started the channel. Look at this, look at this, Sunset Jaguar. So I took a division of this, which I think also has a spike on it somewhere. But I think this is the bigger division when I split. And that is just, I saw this at an orchid show and pretty much decided to have one, whatever it cost. And there you go. And yeah, 2, 3, 4 spikes on it. Maybe 3.5, not sure about that one. Looks a bit limp. And this one of course has come out. Staggering. Such a nice flower. Again, it's a hybrid, but I can't remember what of, but it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colour. So I've just repotted one of my Masdevallia because I think the mount wasn't getting wet enough. I'm a bit concerned about that, so I bought some new net pots. But the other one seems, they were one plant, well, one pot originally, and divided very easily, so I suspect there was 2 seedlings shoved in there. But the one on the mount seems to be doing okay, I think. Obviously, as I said in my previous video, I've lost a few things, but one of my nepenthes, less said about the shape of that, the better. Just a common nepenthes, Masdevallia Polarity, I think. This is a fantastic flower when it blooms, and I've got 3 spikes that I can see. It does have a slight tendency to blast if it gets unhappy, is the only slight problem. So fingers crossed for that. The Ignea, again obviously winter flowering, still doing really well. I mean, this is just, I mean, these are incredible. Colours on these plants. You know, when tropical explorers arrived in Colombia and saw these hanging from the trees, just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. That always does well, very reliable, doesn't have a problem with cooler temperatures. And I've got this, which is a new addition, so I can't quite take credit for this. It came to me in spike from Speciotic Plants on eBay. If you watch Roger or Ed, mixed Masdevallias, I think they all use the same seller. It's a Masdevallia uniflora. It's actually nicer than it looks. I'm not sure it's doing it justice, this video. Really gorgeous colour, well grown plant, and didn't blast. Doing well in my grow space. And what else have I got? I've got a couple of spikes on my Exquisita, probably Exquisita hybrid. I've got that I knocked off. That was a spike that I've lost, that I'm a bit gutted about. And genuinely things are looking better. Stenoglottis longifolia, I think I mentioned that in a previous video. I left it on a floor. No water, no heat, no airflow, no light, and expected it to die and throw it away, but it's come back. I don't particularly like the plant, but I thought at this point it deserves to be saved, so it's back in the Highland space. A couple of these obviously I lost. That was a Dracula I sadly lost. And yeah, seen some encouraging new growth on some of the other things. This not going to focus, is probably slightly overly dry. Oh God, Drosera. Let's check that. My little Utricularia and Volia. Again, maybe got a bit too cold for that, and then it's starting to come back. On top of some lovely live sphagnum moss. I might see if I can use that for something else. I think that's about it for now, really. Just keeping an eye on everything. Glad everything's growing, coming back, and hoping we'll have some more videos for you very soon.